Next story, police officer blocks handicapped spot and gets what he deserves. This happened years ago, back in the late 90s in South Africa. My dad is a paraplegic, and his car is specially modified to accommodate his wheelchair. He needs the handicap spot because of the extra room it provides to maneuver. One day, we headed to the local mall to catch a movie. But when we arrived, we found our usual accessible spot blocked by a police car. My dad, in response, decided the best place to park would be right behind the officer's car, not blocking any other vehicles, just that one spot. We took our time, watched a movie, had a nice meal, and enjoyed the day. About 5 hours later, we were finally ready to head home. My dad hung back to pay for the parking while I went ahead to get the car ready to load him and his wheelchair. As I approached the car, I was met by an officer who looked like he was ready to burst. He stormed up to me, yelling, "Is this your car?" I simply replied, "It sure is." What followed was a colorful tirade. He threw every insult he could think of. I could see he had plastered about 20 parking tickets across our windshield, and I realized we didn't have our handicap sign in the window that day. I kept my cool and waited for my dad, who joined me a minute later. The officer's expression when he saw my dad was priceless. It was like watching a balloon deflate. He immediately started backtracking, apologizing, and trying to justify himself, explaining he had just popped into the pharmacy. As he began peeling off the tickets, my dad stopped him and asked what he was doing. The officer tried to brush it off, but my dad calmly insisted he'd love to bring this situation to court. After some pretty pathetic groveling, we decided to let him off with a warning. The cop left in a hurry, and we left with a story we'd laugh about for years. Edit for context. 1. This was in South Africa in the late 90s. 2. Mall security knew us well and often helped my dad get in and out of the car. 3. The officer would have had a hard time explaining why he parked in a handicap spot, especially with security around. 4. This was pre-cell phones with cameras, so no instant photographic evidence. That's it for now. See you in the next post.